And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Schmoes Show. I'm your host, the infamous Orion. I just spent 90 hours on Dragon Quest XI, and I can't get over that.
I'm Cairo, and I'm also a Schmo.
And welcome to the Schmoes Show, a show that decides to update and go on hiatus and come back whenever it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we had good excuses this time.
We did. God, how long has it been? It's been like
3 weeks?
3 weeks? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't care.
Me neither.
Screw the fans. So, what did you do on your little vacation, Kyril?
Vacation. Well, I took a vacation, actually, for the first time since the pandemic. Have I sent
Congratulations.
you? I haven't sent you the pictures, have I?
No.
I actually took some really nice pictures. I went to North Carolina. I'll do it later. I went to North Carolina with the family. We have some family down there for like 4 nights. Just long enough to get really badly sunburned because I'm that white. I managed to get sunburned in fucking September. Um,
Nice.
it was really nice. It's just a really gorgeous state in general once you get close to the coast. And I have some really nice pictures that I took from there. So, just being in that area was kind of the goal and mission accomplished.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
And then after that, God, let me pull up my calendar. My calendar, holy shit. I started a new shift. So so I was on vacation the week of, is it the week of the 11th or the week of the 4th?
I want to say it was the 11th because
I'm
that's
pretty sure it was.
that's when I started my new job, and I knew we wouldn't be able to do the show at all that week.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right. So I was on vacation from the 11th. We left Monday morning on the 11th, returned Saturday night on the 16th, and we left at like 5 a.m. because we drove like idiots. So we're up at like 5 a.m. Monday, and we get home basically at midnight Saturday. I go into work the next Sunday, and then I have a mostly normal week. I think I had to go in for, oh yeah, okay. So I had to go in for overtime on Monday. So I work Sunday, Monday. Then I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off. Then I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 days in a row, 3 days off. And this last week, I worked 5 days straight, like 53 hours. And now we're here.
Ouch.
So it's been messy,
Yeah, that does
but
sound messy.
we're through. So it is honestly so much for the better. I've always been kind of on the night owl side of things, and this new shift fits my sleep schedule so much better because I can like go to bed when I normally would and fall asleep at like midnight like I always do and not have to worry about getting up at 5 a.m. to scramble and get to work like a normal person. I could sleep in and go in at noon.
You can be a degenerate for life now.
I absolutely can.
Congratulations.
What have you been up to?
I've been in insurance school.
Insurance school.
My job.
How's that? How's insurance?
You know what? I can tell you this nobody knows shit about insurance. That's how we get you.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But overall, it's not really that bad. It's a little slow, but
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have a slow job than a job where I'm constantly stressed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm also making like double what I used to make. So I'm 1000% cool with that.
Yeah. I don't doubt that at all. That's awesome.
The grocery store I was working at, though, has officially gone to hell. Mainly because the local casino has been poaching all of our cashiers.
Nice.
They're like, "Do you want to work the same hours but double the paycheck? Come over, fam. We'll treat you well. Welcome to the tribe."
Basically, because they're all tribal owned.
Yeah, which good on Native Americans.
Mhm.
So, what have we missed? we missed a
Holy
lot.
shit, so much.
Yeah.
It's like this is like the time of the year where it's kind of dawning on me of like, holy shit, we're in October. We're 75% done with the year, and it both feels like it's been an eternity and happened in a blink.
Yeah. You want to know what I want to open up the show with?
Yeah.
Let's kick Elon Musk.
What for? What
Well,
for this time?
do you remember the Tesla bot
Oh my god,
demonstration?
I forgot. It has been hilarious watching people defend this.
The Tesla bot is beyond stupid.
It's so off. Like, there's a reason most robots don't look like people. There's a good reason for it. What was it? I do you watch Tom Scott?
No, I do not know who that is, but please elaborate.
He's a YouTuber who has made his name by working with like sort of niche things, but really interesting things. Like he makes these short 5 to 10 minute videos on just kind of random stuff, but it's always something that makes you go like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. Am better for having learned about that now."
Yeah.
He did one recently about how German I don't know what you fucking call them, railway managers, conductors, the people who like conduct the actual tracks and change them and that kind of stuff, how they do their training. And it's the kind of thing that's just like, oh, Germany's railway system? That sounds boring as hell, but it wasn't. It was really cool. And he did one on I've completely lost my train of that on a robot grocery store. I've seen like people talk about this like, oh, grocery stores are made for people. So if you have a robot that's like a person, it can navigate places for people. It's like, no, you fucking idiot. We already figured this out and we made a grocery store filled with robots.
Yeah. Well, even
And
then,
it's literally like a giant grid. It's like
yeah.
you take a grocery store and you make it a grid, and the robots go on top of the things and then pull them out.
Yeah. Like the human design does not befit a
Yeah,
robot because it's so
not at all.
antiquated as a jack of all trades for survival that a robot can be streamlined to fulfill a specific purpose much better without needing a human design. Now, have you
Yep,
seen the demonstration video of this thing?
I absolutely have.
I
It is.
it's just a guy in a suit.
It's literally just a guy in like a budget Daft Punk suit. It's so dumb.
Do you think this is why Daft Punk broke up?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope somebody like leaked this to them and they're just like, no,
Yeah.
this is too far.
Self-destruct. No. That's what the video was about, where like the one of them self-destructs. He's like, okay, so Elon wants us to model his new Tesla bot. We gotta do a dance demonstration. Just blows up.
I would literally rather die. I
uh,
just don't get it. Like, why? Why introduce your humanoid robot concept by having a person in a like, okay, sure, you're showing the form factor, it's a concept, whatever. Why just have them dance? Nobody's buying a fucking robot to have them dance unless you're like Beyonce, at which point you could probably just buy a person for cheaper.
I was actually about to say, like, the only person that I think would actually benefit from a Tesla Android would be Daft Punk, and they're gone.
It just doesn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
literally hire a maid. It will save you money in the long term. Employ an individual.
Dude, this thing is just the ugliest thing, too. It's like trying so hard to look
It is.
futuristic. Now, did he give an exact reason why we need this thing?
It eliminates dangerous, repetitive, and boring tasks. Except, I guarantee you, long term, like, say you're someplace like meatpacking, where it's fast paced, it's repetitive, it's high risk because of bacteria and mingling between people and robots. And there's lots of sharp things because you're killing animals and you're cutting them up and you're packaging. I guarantee you, any company Any day, all these shitty meat packers would take a human over a robot because it's cheaper. There's
Not
no
to.
way you can make that cheaper than a person.
You want to know something else?
What's that?
People don't break down like robots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we break down in our own ways.
We do it at home, though, not on the job.
It's true.
That's the American way.
And I mean that is always the idea of things like this is that you take jobs that people do, you replace them with either automation or some sort of robotics, and then instead of that person doing that job, there needs to be a person to maintain the robot. Except it's never the same person. So now you've just cut three people on three shifts doing a job and replaced them with one robot, and that one robot, along with probably 10 others, is going to be serviced by one person.
Yes. And you probably won't make your money back on that for another 10 years,
No, of
assuming they
course not,
last that long.
because you're paying up front.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like these things run for free. There's got to be like that's one of the things that I have. Like we've seen Boston Dynamic stuff, right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about with their Spot is their big dog robot, and I
Actually,
don't remember. Is it Atlas?
I don't know, but my job actually just bought a Spot.
Really? That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. We are, so I don't know if I should really say this stuff, but, um, they do have a Spot, um, they're looking into implementing Spot into disaster relief insurance claims.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it at all. So that's the thing with the like, I can't help but compare Boston Dynamics to Tesla in this case because they're such similar things. Except Boston Dynamics has the finished product literally doing fucking parkour. And Tesla has a guy in a bodysuit with a fancy piece of plastic on his face.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. We're there. We have that. And
Honest,
it is a sensical version of what Tesla is trying to do.
I'm just saying, Tesla should just work with Boston Dynamics because I think they could actually get something out of it putting like Tesla tech into a Boston Dynamic robot.
Boston Dynamics doesn't need it. That's the thing.
Really?
I don't have any doubt in my mind that Boston Dynamics is probably already years ahead of where Tesla would be for this. And
I,
that was one of the arguments that Tesla made is that they already have the software basically done for autonomous cars. So adapting that software to work for an autonomous device of any other type is relatively trivial because you already have the base idea, you just have to adapt it. Except with the problem being that you can't actually use their autonomous software yet. And that's been in the news lately of people getting in crashes and accidents and Tesla having to be like, oh no, you can't actually do, it's what was there was a really good comic I saw that was talking about it because they call it full self-driving, FSD. Full self-driving is the name that they have it.
okay.
Except it's not. You have to constantly keep your foot over the brake and your hands like literally hover handing your steering wheel because it might for no reason just stop working because it's still like super beta software. It's not the actual for real full self driving yet. It's just marketing bullshit.
Oh yeah. Duh. Why sell
Like
you
I
a
would
fully
love to
automated
see
car now when they could, tomorrow when they could just sell you a somewhat automated car now?
having seen the number of car crashes that have come from basically this being a public beta test of their full self driving. I can't wait to see when we get like an actual Tesla, they call it Tesla bot. So fucking dumb. A Tesla bot prototype. I want to see it just like walking because this thing's, I mean, what do they say? 125 pounds. I don't believe that.
No. Not
What
at
does
five
Atlas
foot
weigh?
eight.
Oh, actually, maybe. Apparently, Atlas only weighs 89 kilos. So that's still a lot more. That's like almost 200 pounds. But that's actually closer than I thought. But still, say it's 150 pounds. I would love to see this 150-pound robot just like walk into an aisle of like grocery stuff and just walk through it. That's gonna happen. Oh, and where was the other one?
You're right, because it's going to lose
Because
track of its
yeah, it's
parameters.
just gonna like fuck up, and it's just gonna plow into an aisle, into a row of food, and just walk through it.
Dude,
And they're just gonna have to be sitting there, just like, well, shit.
I wanted to go through like one of those like food stands where they have like the cans all stacked on top of each other.
Yes, exactly like that.
I want that
All
so bad.
falls down. Perfect. So yeah. The other. Did you hear the Facebook one though? What the hell did they call it?
What,
I think
Facebook's
it was
got a
Facebook.
robot?
Oh no, maybe it was Amazon. It was Amazon. Amazon revealed some new robot thing.
What?
Astro. Astro. Amazon Astro. This is part of their continued line of like Echo type devices that are meant to be in the home. Have you heard about this?
No, I'm looking at it right now though.
Yeah, so the idea of Astro is like basically a little Roomba, but rather than it being useful, it just rolls around and acts like a moving Echo.
What's the point?
Exactly. So this is the best thing though. Astro leaked uh conversation. I think this was oh, where did it go? Are they
It's $1,000.
yeah. This isn't working. There was
Imagine.
some internal messages they got leaked that I'll have to see if I can find it. I know I posted it in another Discord server, so hopefully I can find the conversations. Who from me has like
I can see someone coming to their house like drunk at night, Astro coming to greet it, and then they just punt
Mhm.
this robot. This $1,000 robot.
That would be amazing.
Dude, this is like the first thing that goes to my head is how do you break it?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it'll break itself according to some of these internal documents.
Are you serious? Like they're appling this?
I no. I mean like it's not ready for release yet.
Oh, that's fine. It's a neat it's neat proof of
Here we go. This is
concept.
from The Verge. This is a quote that was apparently leaked from oh, Amazon had a statement they released in response. That's hilarious. There, some of the people building Amazon's Astro Home robot are not impressed with it, according to a report by Vice. Oh, sorry, Vice. Vice is the one that I want because they actually have the quote. Astro is terrible and will almost certainly throw itself down a flight of stairs if presented the opportunity.
Yeah, I would love that.
I love that. That sounds amazing. I want nothing more and nothing less than exactly that.
So it's just so it doesn't understand that the stairs are there, or is it just going to like think, "Oh boy, I'm going to throw myself down there and waste my product, availability."
It sounds like the kind of thing where it probably had. I would assume this is probably something from relatively early in its development, where there was maybe a problem with it detecting like verticality, like it could look forward but not, excuse me, not up and down as well. So maybe it like couldn't see that the stairs were there below it, so it would try to be like, oh, I'll go forward, and then it would just fall.
That makes sense.
I want to see. That would be funny as hell.
Imagine
Like
a
this is we don't have Yahoo answers or questions or whatever the hell it was anymore. So we don't get that kind of stuff like help my Astro threw itself down the stairs. What do I do?
dude, imagine microwaving your Astro.
Help my Astro won't fit in my microwave. What can I get that's big enough?
Help, my Astro fits perfectly into my stove and it's on fire.
So speaking of though, we have you seen there's like a Google Glass renaissance.
No.
So far, Facebook is the big one that's announced one. I think they said they're partnering with like Ray-Ban. Yeah, Ray-Ban Stories smart glasses. It's really interesting. This is actually like I would not. I wish it was literally anybody other than like
Fa-
Facebook. Facebook and Snapchat are the two they're doing this.
Okay.
Snapchat, it looks like, is the one that actually has. Oh no, sorry. Snapchat has the spectacles, and Ray-Ban partnering with Facebook has stories.
Interesting.
It's very clever that Facebook doesn't put their name anywhere on the Ray-Bans because they know nobody trusts them.
Have you noticed that? Like, I
Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
they know it.
yeah, the Facebook brand is sticking way to Facebook, but like the industry, like Facebook Incorporated, is like trying to
Mhm.
shove that away ever since these election nonsense happened.
I mean, I'll put it this way: there wasn't that many social media companies that were brought in for questioning by Congress because of their questionable. Like, don't get me wrong, Twitter, Reddit, Snapchat, all awful, awful places to be with any regularity.
Yeah.
Facebook is like on another level though, because it has been proven through analysis of their stuff that they're doing it intentionally.
Yeah. You see,
They're intentionally putting these people that are of these awful opinions together because they know it can get them ad revenue.
the way I look at it, dude, is that social media is the bathroom stalls and everybody just writes on it. But
Yep.
Facebook is the truck stop bathroom stalls.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anybody who's been to a truck stop bathroom knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'd be a cool idea.
What's that?
I want like a major league battle bot where
Hmm?
we have the Musk bot fight off against like the Atlas. I want to see
Atlas just keeps ramming into its shins.
I want to see a Roomba fight Astro. Dude, imagine it.
Have you seen the Roomba BattleBots video?
No.
Let me pull this up. William Osman, along with I think he did it with iDubbbz. They bought a bunch of
Oh my gosh.
Roombas, and they put like knives and shit on it.
I see it.
You see it?
Yes.
I think someone just put like a gun or something on top of one, like an airsoft gun. Yeah,
uh,
it's pretty good.
I'm curious if there's like a modded Roomba community.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
Man, that'd be fun. First thing that comes up, the Roomba that screams when it bumps into itself. I into stuff by Michael Reeves.
Yes, another classic.
Chef's kiss. Perfect. What else have we missed? I know we were just kicking Elon. Oh,
um, so what's your thoughts on the cast?
the cast
Yeah, the that they released, that they revealed
for
the Mario movie.
oh god. You know what? Okay, let's bring up that cast listing real quick and then I'll tell you my
Yeah.
opinions. Cuz some
All
people
right.
may not know about the Mario cast.
Oh my god. So we have,
Yes.
I, God, I love the way they announced it. Just for what it's worth, the way that they announced this looks like such a shit post.
It really does.
It's like, what? Is this real? There's no way this is real.
Do you want to know what my opinions on it are? Like, just the announcement itself. I think they decided last minute they wanted to announce it when they did, and that's why it looks like a shit post.
It, it must be. It doesn't make sense for it to be kind of anything else because it's so, like, okay. Let's just bite the bullet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna read through the cast list.
go ahead.
Playing Mario, we have Chris Pratt, Peach, Anna Taylor Joy, Luigi, Charlie Day, Bowser, Jack Black, Keegan Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Kevin Michael Richardson as Comic, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, Sebastian Maniscalco as Spike, and Charles Martinet with various cameos.
So,
Apparently, I want to say this real quick. Apparently, in response to discussions about this, Chris Pratt said, "You have to wait and see the voice I did,"
Oh no.
which implies that he did a voice and it's somehow unexpected.
I need to know what this voice is. I can't wait now. Um so
Yeah.
you know what this tells me a little bit?
What's that?
I'm very scared I'm about to say this, but this makes me wonder if we're getting the video game designs or if they're redesigning the characters exclusively for this film.
So, okay, have you heard who's actually doing it, making the movie?
I know Miyamoto's involved and I know Illumination's involved.
Yeah, illumination. So I mean, you can get a pretty good feel for the type of animation that it will be.
Yeah,
It's going to be very
soft.
very low budget.
Yeah.
The big thing that Illumination is known for, I didn't really notice it. Someone pointed out in Sing, is that they reuse a shitload of assets when they do their animation to save time and money.
Yeah, expect a lot of toads.
Compare, yep, compare something like Zootopia to Sing in the backgrounds. Zootopia is very clearly like made by someone giving a shit and actually making things, where Sing is blatantly copy and paste to like the point of having the same character copied and pasted in the same crowd,
Yes.
like like one to one doing the same cyclical action. It's very cheap. So from an animation perspective, it very much sets up what it's going to be. From like a writing and directing perspective, it is a shitload of unproven people who have like one or two things that they have done that have been moderately successful and literally nothing else.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that it just turns out to be like one giant shit post, or at the very least that they are unaware to the point of it being funny, like them just not realizing that it is a shit post, right?
Yes. You know
If
what
we
worries
that,
me a little
it'll
bit?
be funny. Yeah, what's up?
This is getting an American release first, and then it's going to the rest of the world?
Really?
Yes.
That's uh
Yeah. That tells me that they're not sure how they want to bring this over yet.
I don't know. I This is the kind of thing that I don't want to be bad,
Yeah.
but I also can't imagine it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really funny to laugh at the trailers, but sitting down and watching like 2 hours of it is going to be painful.
I doubt it's going to be 2 hours. That'd be too expensive.
I don't know. What was the Minions movie? Like when they're doing it this cheaply, they can crank it out pretty good. Because that's the benefit of doing these really cheap animation styles, is that you can just do whatever the hell you want.
True.
So if the people who give a shit about Mario that are involved with it say, "This is the story, you animate it," it's going to be whatever it is.
The plot synopsis is a plumber named Mario travels through an underground labyrinth with his brother, Luigi, trying to save a captured princess. Damn, dude. I'm so ready for this. Hype. Why does it need two directors?
It's just too much Mario for one to handle.
I guess, man. Oh no. Oh no. No, no.
What?
Have you looked at these directors?
I'm pretty sure they're like, oh yeah, no, yeah, it's Teen Titans Go is
Yeah.
the one guy, and that's literally it. And the other guy did, I guess he did Teen Titans Go too, as well.
Yeah.
But like Teen Titans Go to the movies was actually not terrible. Teen Titans Go sucks, but from everything I've heard, the movie was actually pretty effective at kind of satirizing that a little bit because they knew that it at least gives the appearance of them knowing that yes, this is for kids, but it's not like a TV show where you can just sit your kid down and have them watch it. If you're going to a theater, the parents are going to be there too, so you can't have it be just for the kids. And it seems like they understood that with Teen Titans Go to the movies.
Okay.
So I'm not at all impressed with them, but that alone for them working on a film isn't enough for me to immediately write them off.
I agree. I need to see a trailer.
The much more concerning thing for me is writers because we have Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah.
Matthew Fogel has done literally just the upcoming, not yet released Minions movie and the Lego Movie 2. And that's it.
That's it.
That is it. He did a handful of screenplays that are announced or in pre-production, but not like actually a thing. He did a TV movie called Untitled Strauss Schulzen Fogel Plot Pilot, whatever the
Nice.
fuck that is.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's literally nothing.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
concerning.
much more concerned about that.
What else got announced while we were gone?
Okay. So there's actually a couple of relatively recent news pieces.
Go on.
um, Alex Jones has
Oh,
officially,
yes.
definitively lost his case over the Sandy Hook, the lies that he told about the Sandy Hook school shooting.
Okay. I do want to bring a little attention to this. Why did he
Yes.
think it was a good idea to keep this lawsuit going on until he eventually lost?
So for his perspective, he didn't start it, right?
Yeah.
And I think for the perspective of the parents that were affected by it, they seemed to be of the mind. I don't blame them, but the shit that they've had to go through because of his actions,
Oh, yeah.
it seems like they were of the mind of just sort of like, fuck it. It'll take as long as it takes, but we're not going to settle her back down. And good on them for not. Um, that seems to be the bulk of it, was just they're not being willing to settle. And for Alex Jones' perspective, it's the kind of thing that he can't ever settle. If he says, "Fine, we'll just write it off on the end," and somewhere in the middle, he loses in that case too, because that completely undercuts his credibility on a show, right?
I didn't realize
His
he had
show,
credibility.
well, I mean, to his fans, he does, right?
Do you think they're really going to follow this trial, though? My thing is, like, I don't think they really care.
No, no, okay. So, but the thing is, in the fucked up world of extreme right conspiracy bullshit, there's still competition, you
Yeah,
know?
you're right.
Alex Jones is the big shark. If he shows a weakness, all of his competitors are going to jab at that to try and get his fans to sell them their garbage supplement bullshit.
Very true.
So for his, he like has to do this because if he doesn't, he's just done. Even still, he's probably done. I mean, the amount of I don't even know did they have gotten to the judgment yet?
I don't think
Um,
they have. I just know
a
he.
default judgment was issued, so it depends on what the default judgment is. But that basically means that he failed to do anything to defend himself, so the prosecution takes the win on it. He failed to hand over legal documents and evidence to the court to support his claims about the Sandy Hook attack. Judge Maya Guerra Gamble wrote that Mr. Jones and other defendants had shown flagrant bad faith and callous disregard. Yep.
Yeah,
Infomores must pay an undecided amount to the parents of Noah Posner and Jesse Lewis, two 6-year-old boys who died in the shooting. The amount will be determined in another trial. Mr. Jones and an Infowar lawyer called the decision stunning. We're distressed by what we regard as a blatant abuse of discretion by the trial court. Okay, no.
Whoa.
If you can't get through the basic first step of having evidence, you can fuck right off.
Yeah. That's. This was a fast trial, too. When you think about
It
it.
wasn't fast. I mean, relatively. I mean, of course, it's gonna go fast when you get a default judgment. They didn't actually get into the trial.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what this means. Is that because they failed to do the bare minimum, the judge was just like, "Fine, if you're not gonna participate in the trial, then we give it to the other guys by default. Go
Damn.
fuck yourself."
Fair enough.
Great, I love it.
Yeah. To the poor unpaid interns at Alex Jones' website who are going to be sold off to pay for his debts, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, you know he's not gonna sell his Rolexes.
No, if you're an intern for Alex Jones, your ass is grass right now.
It has been a bright spot in the otherwise bleak world that has news as of late is I've been watching through H Bomber Guy's stuff,
Okay.
and there's always that great bit in his video, sort of like debunking the war on Christmas, where he talks about Alex Jones and how he looked through all of his, not all of his videos, but a handful of them, to try and find the cheapest Rolex that he was wearing in one of them. And it was still some absurdly massive amount out of the probably dozens that he has.
Dude, supplements will make you a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay. Here's what I'm going to do right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to connect to a VPN.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go into Alex Jones' website, try to find the first supplement I can find, and then I'm going to see how expensive it is. There's obviously real money in this.
Oh yeah. I mean, so the other thing with these is that the individual supplements that you're going to be buying might not necessarily be that expensive, but it's the amounts, right? You know, it's like, oh, here's 40, 50, $100 for this thing, but you're buying 2, 3, 4 of them a month, and they're
Yeah.
doing literally nothing.
Dude, his knowledge panel right now on Google literally says he's liable for defamation. It's literally there in big block text.
It's beautiful. Google's done a lot of stupid shit lately, but I'm glad they're doing that. That's good.
Infowars.com, baby.
That's on a VPN too, so that's not like search history. That's just what Google's showing.
Yeah. Shout outs to my boys at 1.1.1.1.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know it.
Free VPNs. Can't get over it. Do it.
Yep.
You deserve it.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. I had to scroll down like half a page and I got my first supplement. It's
What are they hawking?
oh my god, they're checking my browser right now. I have to go through a security check to buy this. Oh, I gotta go through a CAPTCHA.
Oh no, I'm going into a tunnel.
CAPTCHA. There we go. Click on all the images containing a boat. Don't mind if I do, Mr. Alex Jones. Give me my supplements. My wife left me and took the kids. I need supplements to make myself feel better. Okay, oh my god. InfoWars Life. Ultra 12 dietary supplement. A powerful B12 formula fueled by the premium source of B12, methylcobalamin. Hey, Mr. Chemist.
You want to shoot me that word?
Yes, please. I know that I know what's in it because I took chem in high school, but
Yep. Methylcobalamin.
okay.
So that's cobalt?
Yeah.
Yes. Is that
Four
what that is?
cobalts? Is that what it is?
I don't think so. Methylcobalamin.
Anyway,
That is. Uh,
oh my god, this is like okay. So normally goes for 50, I mean 49.95,
yep.
but right now 50% off,
Sorry.
24.95.
I'm gonna see if I can find this on Amazon real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll
We can get a good perspective for how overpriced it is. Full cobalt.
An all new way to experience the power of B12. Since the beginning, Secret 12 has been our most popular formula for giving info warriors a powerful source of energy in B12. Now, in a constant search to improve our formulas and give you the best, we're bringing you an all new version of our favorite formula. Ultra 12 from InfoWars Life takes the familiar Secret 12
Oh.
formula and gives it a boost. What? Did I just hear no?
So how much is it? How many is like micrograms, I guess I would say, per serving? Does
Uh,
it have like a listed amount? So I'm curious, how strong is the dosage and how many tablets do you get in a bottle?
okay, let me do a little research on this page.
Because Amazon has their own vitamin B12 supplement. I'm looking to see what it actually is, if it's the same stuff in it.
Oh god, you can get a 12 pack
Yep,
for like
it
a
is
hundred.
exactly the same methylcobalamin plus other binding agents and stuff. Um, but it's like literally apparently something that Amazon has sold enough of that they make their own brand of it,
Okay,
their own Amazon Basics equivalent.
so there's 30 droppers. Okay, it's a dropper. One, there's about
Oh, it's liquid.
yeah.
Weird.
Um, the average dose is 5,000 mcg.
Yep, exactly the same as the Amazon one.
Okay,
So there's like two things right off the bat. One, the Amazon one is a tablet; it's a lozenge, so it like
yeah.
is consumable. If it's as a liquid, it must taste like absolute shit.
Yeah, you can tell it's a liquid from the dropper top. I don't know why I didn't notice
Yep.
that.
Yep. And how many servings, I guess, would be?
30.
Does it say 30 for $45?
Uh, base price, yes. Right now it's on sale for 24.
Oh, only 24. So on Amazon, you can get a berry flavored version, exact same, 5,000 mcg, 65 servings for 12.33. And you can get bulk pricing if you subscribe to like a monthly thing.
Would you like to hear Alex Jones's shocking facts about vitamin B12?
Oh, I'm sure it'll give you an erection that is the best in the world because you're such a virile male specimen that you have to take medicine for.
So, vitamin B12 deficiency is common in affects between 1.5% of the population and 15% of the population. So, you're telling me we should be concerned about something that affects about 1% of the population?
It's amazing.
It
Yeah. That's the thing with like almost all of these that I am immediately skeptical of is that they're all bullshit.
it,
Because like, okay, technically, yeah, they might do something for someone. They probably won't do something for you. And if they do, if you do need them, go to a doctor and they'll tell you to take some.
Whoa, 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 whoa. There's a disclaimer on the very bottom for an asterisk saying these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended
Yeah,
to diagnose,
that's
treat, or prevent any disease. Do not take with
so in
medication.
fairness, in fairness, that's pretty standard stuff.
I know, but that,
Most I'd even say the majority of these kinds of supplements, because vitamins actually have to get pretty scrutinized, but supplements specifically are not at all really looked at by the FDA. So that is like it looks shitty because it is, but it's not uncommon.
did you know you can get an extra 10% off this great supplement if you subscribe to it, their supplements?
I don't doubt it.
So, okay. What is brain force? Because that's apparently another thing they're trying to push on us.
Yes, that is one that I've actually heard of, and it's basically like a Uh, it's more of like it has multiple things in it. From what I understand, it's supposed to be like the anti soy boy thing.
Oh, it's supposed to turn me into an alpha?
Yes, basically.
Shit, fam. What am
That's
I
one
doing in
that
my
that
life?
I've seen them hawk multiple times. And it's just as much bullshit. That was one of the things that Trauma Guy did is he looked at it as part of his look at like the soy boy stuff, and it turns out that they make it with soy.
No.
You know, the yeah, they literally do. So go figure.
It's
Who would have guessed
amazing.
that there's hypocrisy?
It's amazing how fast this stuff falls to pieces when you look at it through a critical lens.
Oh yeah. So one of the things that actually helped me for understanding why it works, because it seems like it's just like, oh, you just do your own research, right? That's what these people are always spouting out about, do your own research, blah 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 blah. But it's the same idea as like the Nigerian prince scam emails, in that the whole point of it, the whole point of the grift is that if you're smart enough to recognize it's a scam, you're too smart for them and they're intentionally doing it to ward you off. So in the case of like this Alex Jones stuff, if you're intelligent of enough or critical thinking of enough to recognize the bullshit political stuff that they're talking about and how two-faced they are about it, you're too smart to be tricked into buying their garbage supplements. So they don't want you there. Same way with the Nigerian Prince letter. If you're smart enough to recognize the typos, the inconsistencies, and all that kind of stuff, they don't want you to click on their stuff. They don't want you to waste their time because you're not the target of the scam.
Dude. I'm reading these reviews for the Brain Force, and it's kind of just hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Why are people this way?
People are dumb. It's unfortunate.
Can we just start selling our own like scams?
I think we have too much integrity somehow.
Bullshit, dude. I work in insurance now. I have no integrity.
All right, fair enough.
Bro, do you want like a product that's gonna like
Yeah, fuck it. Let's just start drop shipping, right? It's
yeah.
basically what it would be.
Okay, everybody, do you want like some after used music? Cuz I can just like do play some music, put it in a box for you, and then like you can have the air that music was sitting in delivered to your house. Real authentic music used air.
Basically the same.
Dude, let's do it. I will sell you music filled air. Bring the gift of music to your house today.
It's the latest gamer girl bathwater.
That's what we need. Okay, you know how like most things have like a cute mascot and whatnot?
Yeah.
We need to drive that sex appeal and just have like just a sexy mascot and then we can just sell that kind of stuff. Let's just go straight into porn. Is what I'm saying.
Just porn.
Yeah. You know, all the cool kids are doing it.
All the cool kids.
Yeah.
Did we get to talk about the OnlyFans thing?
No, but that's a perfect segue into
We
it. Let's
did.
do it.
Yeah, let's go with that. So it's been such a wild couple of weeks that OnlyFans, the Patreon for porn website, tried to ban porn and shockingly didn't realize how that might impact their business.
It's amazing
Who
because
would have
it just
guessed?
implies that they don't know what their business model is.
Yeah. It is too, okay. So to be fair, I have no doubt that this was probably somebody grossly overestimating what they do, because it is true that there is a non-zero number of people who work on OnlyFans that don't do sex work of any kind, whether that be porn or any sort of anything even peripherally related. There are people who use it for other purposes, and for the most part, there's a lot of people that would just use Patreon. But I know that there are some people who have used things like OnlyFans and similar websites as kind of an alternative Patreon, just because of how much even more or less restricted it is as to what you can give people money for. So to that end, there are people who don't do porn basically on OnlyFans, but they're not the majority. Not even close.
I'm sorry, but what do you do on your OnlyFans if you're not doing what the whole website is kind of known for?
So I mean, I've seen people who are like, I actually don't know if they've actually kept with it, but I've seen talk about people who do like firearms related content on YouTube
Okay.
that can't monetize it or even show some of their content on YouTube because of the restrictions that they have or had for a while.
Yes.
Look to places like OnlyFans and to an extent Patreon, but Patreon's kind of garbage in terms of like actually viewing content. But OnlyFans has built-in, basically full social media function. So if you're someone who's trying to monetize the work you do with firearms and post videos and stuff, uh, people were using literally Pornhub for a while because they wouldn't get banned from there. And then Pornhub was just like, no, this is not really the point of it, so stop. But places like OnlyFans are less specific about it. They happened to primarily be sex work related, but unexclusive. And people like that could monetize their content on those sorts of sites.
Mm-hmm.
But it is by far the minority of the website. It's almost like I would even probably say like 99% porn first, and people know it.
Yeah.
So I would imagine this was an attempt to try and divorce that image from their website, as well as stem some of the other recent cases that they've had of people basically lying about their age and being minors on OnlyFans, using fake IDs and such to get approval.
I'm sorry. I went to like a
Um,
thinker position and my microphone fell.
yeah, big think. But yeah, people, they're minors, 15, 16-year-olds who were lying about their age to post porn of themselves on OnlyFans to make money. And banning all porn is certainly a way to prevent that from happening.
I fixed it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it backfired, so they stopped that.
We need an OnlyFans. Still trying to think about how we're going to get into this porn game here.
Only Schmoes.
Only Schmoes. There we go. Oh my. Well, that'd be a problem, dude, because there's only two Schmoes. Nah.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
Punchline or the tagline can be "Bring the Schmo home."
Dude. You've thought about this, haven't you? This is too good.
No, this is off the top of my head.
No, dude, this is good. This is
This
good.
is just how my brain works. It's just like puns and math.
Puns and math.
That's basically it.
Puns and math.
Yeah.
Terrible combination there,
Yeah,
good
it's
sir.
tragic, isn't it?
Terrible. Ugh. What else have we missed?
What else have we missed? So there's a big push in the U.S. Congress to try and get through two major bills. The primary of them is Biden's Build Back Better plan, which includes, God, so much shit in it. It's huge, and props to the House and Senate Dems for not backing down on this and caving to the pieces of shit like cinema from good old Arizona. Actually, this is great. A bit of a side note. In 2018, Christian Cinema, the Arizona senator, Democrat, allegedly, made a claim talking about something about like preventing big pharma or cracking down on big pharma, like drug prices, blah 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 blah. Since being elected as a senator, would you know it? She's gotten $750,000 in campaign financing from a big pharma company, and her tune has changed. Who would imagine?
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know what's something I've noticed kind of disgustingly and whatnot?
Mm.
Someone brought this to my attention that the vaccine distribution for those who want it, it's
Yep.
been pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
they've been saying, gee whiz, it's like if Big Pharma wanted, they could distribute things much faster, like say a highly addictive drug that many doctors would be inclined to prescribe to people, and it could cause like some kind of crisis.
No.
Yeah, they're basically hinting
Not
that
American pharmacy companies.
the reason vaccines are doing so well for those who want them is because they're built off the infrastructure of the opium crisis.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't say that. They're based off the infrastructure of people like Pfizer. As much good work as they've done getting the vaccine, they're still getting fucking paid.
Yeah.
It's not charity work. I mean, it kind of is. But they're being paid very handsomely by the government rather than your insurance. Well, and actually, in some cases, also by your insurance.
Yeah, depends.
So, but yeah, back off of big pharma. The second one is a major infrastructure package. Um, so thankfully, Biden, this is a great bit by him. Biden is insisting that the Build Back Better plan will be passed. Sorry, it's the infrastructure package is part of the Build Back Better. The other part of it is a reconciliation bill trying to, I believe it's like basically keep the government open long term.
Oh,
The reconciliation bill is like such bullshit around it. They've been calling it the bipartisan blah 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 whatever thing, and it's like it's not. It's by like 8 people in total, and it just happens to be that some of them are Democrat and some of them are Republican. But they've been hyping it up like, oh, the biggest piece of bipartisan legislation and whatever. It's like shut the fuck up. Um, but
is that
today,
like the new
Biden,
buzzword nowadays?
yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because everything is partisan, so bipartisan must be immediately good.
Yeah. It's not that those people aren't, owned by the same donators and they're
Yeah,
just
exactly.
promoting like someone's agenda under the idea of like, we're coming together, America. It's great.
No, totally not bought by the same defense contractors.
Yeah,
Don't
totally.
don't like that was the other good thing about this is that people keep talking about oh fuck off BBC. Some Democrats refuse to black the plan until a separate vote. It's like come on. The main thing is they keep framing it as a $3.5 trillion welfare and climate bill over 10 years. Don't look at the fact that over 10 years we'll be spending close to 8 trillion on defense. It's the 3.5 for not dying to the sun that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really,
The
really am sick of like the defense contracts going around lately.
yeah.
It's like without Afghanistan to fill the pockets, where are the money's going to come from?
Yeah.
We're going to starve at this rate, brah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's all super frustrating to see basically every newspaper, major newspaper at least, talk out their ass about this kind of stuff.
Well, that's just what a lot of political commentators do.
These are supposed to be news sources, not political commentators, you know?
Okay, journalism degree talking right here. The 24-hour
Yeah.
hour news cycle we are in is a nightmare because obviously we got to fill content every day because we got to get that revenue to keep the lights on. And
Mm-hmm.
political commentary is such a stupid excuse to like keep the lights on.
Yep.
I really like the problem with it is it's easy to make. You really don't have to do much to like you just got to pander to an audience and you'll get your money's worth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's stupidly easy to push out real fast. It's like why Fox and CNN push it out so fast.
Yep.
And there's like no real good substitute for it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's all probably why Facebook is also full of political commentary, because again, stupidly easy. You just gotta have to have an opinion.
No one has an opinion.
No, they have religions based off those opinions.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that's been happening.
We have integrity.
One thing that was also kind of interesting is that apparently we have so we're in we're past the year 2020 now, so we had the new fuck, what's it called? Um, Census, which means that we can get all new, brand new, fresh off the pile gerrymandering.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's got that new
One in,
district smell.
yeah, there's it's actually been, but it's been really interesting to see it happen because we have the new data, so there's big pushes on both sides to try and eke out whatever advantages that they can or keep the advantages that they have. And it's been especially interesting in two cases in Texas and New York. So New York apparently just had enough of an increase in their population size that they gained 5 seats in the House.
Ooh.
5 seats. That's a lot.
Even New York having a lot of seats already.
Yeah, they gained even more. And for the breakdown in Texas for their House seats, the city of Austin apparently has become populated enough that they can no longer employ the same cracking tactic that they were doing by splitting up the population by diluting the strongly Democrat urban population with the strongly Republican rural voters. It was apparently too much for that, so they had to give one of the districts basically in their house to a majority Democrat area because they couldn't split it up anymore.
Nice.
So it's very interesting to see stories like that coming out. All gerrymandering is, of course, still bad, no matter which side does it. But, you know, it is interesting to see the dynamics changing of how they literally don't have enough voters to keep doing it. Not to mention the fact that they've been killing off their base over the last 18 months.
They haven't been killing off their base, they've just been protecting their freedoms.
Speaking of Texas, Texas abortion stuff. Holy shit.
Are we touching that fire?
I want to.
Okay,
I would like to officially come out and say, "Fuck you, Texas, go to hell."
I have a joke I've been saving for this, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Man, and I thought all those Californians moving to Texas were just trying to avoid fires in the first place.
But
But it's a terrible joke. But oh well. Yeah. No,
yeah,
Texas.
so Texas passed a new, basically, it's complicated. It's not that complicated, but there's nuance to it that is important because it's not like all hope is lost, right?
Well, no,
So
this is
Texas
America.
passed. Texas, yeah, it's only one or the other. There can't be a shade of gray.
Totally, man.
So Texas passed a new law that was signed in by their governor, making it illegal to obtain an abortion after 6 weeks, after a pregnancy has progressed past 6 weeks.
Yes.
And the big news about it isn't that that happened, because places like Texas have been trying these bullshit laws basically since Roe v. Wade happened. And they've all been pretty routinely shut down. The big news was that a request came straight to the Supreme Court, because this is a state matter, basically asking them to put, I guess, like an injunction, something along those lines, basically have it cease so that the law doesn't go into effect until it can actually be reviewed by a higher court and be shown to be constitutional, because on its face, given precedent, it seems pretty unconstitutional. And the major decision that was made was that basically, without any sort of a hearing, the Supreme Court decided that they would not hear it. And this isn't a ruling one way or the other as to whether or not it's constitutional, but they did rule that the law as it is could go into effect,
Ouch.
which is pretty fucked up, given
Yeah.
how wrong it is. And there's like two reasons why it's wrong. One, limiting abortions to within 6 weeks of conception is, of course, undue burden, plain and simple. I don't think anybody would really argue with that. And thankfully, since then, we've had some very brave people in Texas who have come out and openly basically said, we are performing an abortion after 6 weeks in the state of Texas expressly for the purpose of challenging this law in court because we believe it is unconstitutional. And
Damn.
the
That's a power
uteruses on
move.
those people are gigantic.
Okay.
So good on them. But the other part of it that's extremely fucked up, and I'm shocked that the Supreme Court didn't rule at least on this one aspect of it, is there's an aspect of it that basically says that you, as a private citizen, if you see somebody trying to get an abortion in the state of Texas after 6 weeks, or even assisting someone in getting an abortion in the state of Texas after 6 weeks, you person, not the government, can sue that individual for up to $10,000.
Can you imagine how messed up that is?
Yeah.
That is like,
And if that doesn't get found to be blatantly unconstitutional or just like fucking illegal at some point, it's going to be a shit show.
yeah,
Because you can then basically deputize your entire population as bounty hunters for anything that might not be illegal but that you don't like.
it really
I
doesn't.
believe they basically did exactly that to press this further in the courts, by passing a very comparable law. I believe it was something like to the exact opposite, where if you see anybody trying to prevent somebody from getting an abortion, kind of a thing, you can then sue them for $10,000.
Yeah.
It's incredibly fucked up.
You know, in a weird way, it does remind me of those snitching laws that like happened in New York, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really scary thing to see politicians enforce this on local levels where they have like the most jurisdiction on this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's really fucked up.
Like, there should be just be something in the Constitution saying a politician cannot just give a certain base of people with, like, deputize certain people that happen to fall in his beliefs.
There is so much that probably should be in the Constitution, but never will because of the lengths that are required to amend it.
You're right.
Like, the Constitution was made to be amended by design. It was made to be changed with the changing times. And it just hasn't. Not in a long time.
Don't you know that means our politicians have to do their jobs?
Hmm?
Yeah.
They can't do that. Who could expect them to do their jobs?
They're too busy trying to do their donors' dirty work.
Yeah, basically.
I,
I think that's like the most of the big news. But like, holy shit.
Texas is just. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, at least New York's kind of faded out its little snitch program because of the whole Kumo business,
It just
and
completely backfired.
yeah, it backfired real hard. Texas, on the other hand, because it's such a high opinion topic, I can see staying for a while. You know? Remember when things were cool?
Yeah. I well, thinking back, no,
No.
not really.
We're Gen Z, dude. We barely remember anything before 9/11.
I have found something cool though.
Go on.
We've gotten a first look at an upcoming HBO series of The Last of Us.
Oh, okay. Can we talk about Cowboy Bebop as well?
Yes, this is literally just a single frame. I'll send this over to you.
Okay.
Neil Druckmann posted this on Twitter. It's cool though. It looks like The Last of Us. It's like, yeah, that's Ellie and Joel, all right.
Yep. That is definitely some
Yep.
PS4 graphics.
Yeah, but it's like filmed.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I'm excited for it. I really enjoyed. I I enjoyed the Last of Us a lot more than The Last of Us Part Two, but both games are very well made. So seeing more media come out of it is always good.
Agreed.
No release for the premiere date.
So, Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
Did you see the live action trailer?
No.
So, it wasn't really a trailer per se, as much as they remade the opening in the style of this new remake.
Oh, it's Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah.
I am watching it now.
Oh, I just posted it in the chat.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching the same.
I do love that they put Tank in the opening credits.
Mm-hmm. It's very well done.
You know,
I mean, I could critique it some, but I I don't have anything major to complain about.
you know what this says to me on like looking at this? They care.
Ooh, wait a minute. Go back.
What?
This, I hope this isn't final, but this here is giving me major uh Star Wars Episode 3 vibes
Uh-oh.
with the style of CGI.
Oh, that. That's a
It's very brief, but it's like, what?
I do get what you mean though. The way the buildings are
Yeah.
abstracted by light so you can't get a good look at them.
Yeah. It's very clearly, it's good CGI, but it's very clearly CGI.
Yeah. A good question. Guess we have to wait. But
Yeah.
also don't know what the budget for this thing is.
Right. That's one of the things that I was thinking too, is that it does look like it's a bit lower budget with the way that they're doing some of the animation, and like the punch-ins between live action and animated bits
Yeah.
are a bit rougher. But I mean, on the whole, it's totally cool and awesome and really good. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's a good way to tease it.
I want it to be good.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the pupper.
Yes, Ian. I will say, how do I put this? A big reason I'm personally invested in this is because this is also the same studio that's going to be doing the One Piece adaptation.
Mm,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So,
How does this have 20,000 dislikes? What the fuck is wrong with people?
not anime.
Yeah, this is somebody who gets it. While people are busy arguing whether this looks good or bad, I'm just impressed they kept the opening.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that should be the takeaway here, is that the fact that they're keeping the original opening and just updating it shows that somebody who's working on it has some understanding and appreciation for the show.
I think they do have the original creators working on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be. This is just what I've heard. It's supposed to be multi-seasoned. It's going to be an expansion of the story. So all the main beats, they're just going to try filling in some stuff as well.
I mean, yeah, that is really all they need to do, is just take it, make it live action.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't rewrite, like, this is, I hope that this is the same philosophy for the whole show. We can't make something better than Tank, so let's not even bother trying.
Yeah. I mean,
If
Tank
you don't
is
have something that's
perfect.
clearly better than Cowboy Bebop, don't reinvent the wheel, just update it for a modern audience.
Yes. That's all you have to do. And you know, I'm going to be very blunt about this. Not everybody's going to like Cowboy Bebop because of
Oh yeah,
the
no, of
medium it's
course not.
told in. So, what they really have to do is they got to just find everything that works and just bring it to live action for the people that can adapt to this medium. And then they have a win.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I'll tell you what, this trailer is gonna give people opinions.
Why do you say that?
No, that's what somebody said.
Oh.
I'm reading through the YouTube comments, which is probably a mistake, but some of them are funny.
You know what it gives me vibes about? It reminds me of the Edgar Wright Scott Pilgrim film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I really hope they keep this stylish lighting because I do love the
Yep.
lighting in this opening.
I don't know. I'm definitely still holding out to see how they adapt like the typically shot scene, because the strong primary colors make it hard to see how they're filming it in little bits that are full action and not partial CG.
Yeah, I will
How does
say
that
some of
look?
the lighting does make it look flat, which I think
Yeah.
is a stylistic choice considering what they're adapting.
No, I definitely agree. It just makes it for something that is very clearly intended to be a first look,
Yeah.
it makes it hard to get a feel for how the final product's going to be. But that's kind of intentional. Like this, let me send you the screen snap. This bit here, about 21 seconds in, clearly inside the ship.
Yeah.
Because they have this strong prime use of primary colors, it's clearly not how it was actually filmed. It makes it look kind of jarring in how unreal it is. It looks like everything was very hastily cut together because it really kind of was, let's be frank. It probably was kind of hastily cut together to a certain point, but it just makes it hard to get a feel for how that shot would actually look without the extreme color grading.
Yeah. You know what it does remind me of a little bit? I can see this being just like as a good art film
Mm-hmm.
because of
Oh
how
yeah.
stylized this is. Like first 10 seconds of this opening, they have the John Cho's face smoking a cigarette and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like this little thing they're doing where the flame is obviously animated
Yep.
as it like lights up his real action face. And then
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yes.
yeah. And then it when it goes to black, it's obviously a drawing of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would be okay if they had like sort of cut in pieces like that, especially to aid in like scene transitions. Because
Yes.
you can't do the thing in anime where you just have like a punched in still image to transition awkwardly from one scene to another. If you have that thing where it kind of transitions from live action into animation and then back into live action again, that would aid for those to transition in those ways really well.
Yes. Like you can kind of see this with a couple things throughout the and I wonder if it's a stylistic thing that they're going to keep for the whole show. But like 38 seconds in where we're at that scene with those masked individuals with the gun, right?
Yep.
You see them shooting the gun, but the gun bullet is obviously in 2D.
Yes.
Yeah, like all these visual effects going on in 2D, I kind of like.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. It adds like a liveliness to it, but it also adds like a
Mm-hmm.
cartoonishness to it.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
stylized. Yeah,
it does. It helps frame it in the context of this is still an anime.
yeah. I think what they're doing is a great attempt at something new that obviously has not worked before.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying.
There's another really good spot where they do that at about 1 minute in exactly, where they have a drop of blood coming off of a knife and then a tear coming off someone's face that are both animated.
Yes.
And I particularly like the tear because you can see the person in the very next frame is clearly actually crying, but having the animated tear and similar things could help elevate the acting from normal acting to like anime type acting where it's kind of all a bit dramatic and over the top to another degree.
That is something I will point out. It's going to be impossible for them to do everything one to one because of like the difference between live action and animation.
Mm-hmm.
Animation, you can definitely push those boundaries more, whereas live action, you have realistic limits to work with. So the
Yep.
idea of them stretching out this tear so it falls down the face in a very certain way in 2D and just telling it like that as it is works.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they're never going to get a real tear to act that way.
Yep.
Also, they got a really cute corgi, and I 100%
They
approve of cute corgis.
absolutely did. Very good corgi. Okay.
Anything else?
So,
Yes.
well, we got movies.
Oh
Got
yeah.
movies. You want to get into some movies?
We it's been so long. I forgot we even did movies. Oh, I do have one thing I wanted to
Uh,
show you.
yeah.
With the Cowboy Bebop news,
Mm-hmm.
the same studio also dropped the logo for live action One Piece.
Mm. Okay.
And it's interesting. Here you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you look in the skeleton's nose, you can see Luffy.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just thought that was cute.
Yeah. No, it is. I don't really know the source that well, but I mean, it looks clean. Looks effective. It's effective. I think.
Yeah. So movies.
Movies. Yes. So before we get all the way in, I wanted to talk a second about Rami Malek because I recently saw a movie he was in. Is it this one? Yeah, this one is this an HBO? Has Denzel Washington and Rami Malek in it. Um, HBO Max. So this is an HBO straight to HBO Max type movie. It sucked so much.
Tell me how you really
Like
feel.
I was so disappointed in this because Denzel Washington and Rami Malek, both very talented actors on their own, in an LA sort of what do they call it? Neo noir crime thriller, which sounds awesome. The idea is that they're supposed to be investigating a string of murders, which leads them to an individual who is kind of, what they call him a strange loner, who may be the culprit, played by Jared Leto, who is phenomenal in this role. Uh, Absolutely great actor. Got understandably clowned on for the Suicide Squad bullshit, but like his other films, he's a very good actor. Dallas Buyers Club, phenomenal. And the idea is that they think Jared Leto's character is the person who's like the serial killer involved with these murders, and they're investigating, trying to find out. Denzel Washington's character used to basically be in exactly Rami Malek's position until something happened, and he basically retired to be a sheriff out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And the question is always, oh, why did he retire? He was, at the top of his game. And I'm just going to give spoilers for it. Don't watch this movie. The cinematography is kind of amateurish at points, which is incredibly disappointing. The writing is fine. The performances are fine. It's not worth your time. If you want to kill 2 hours on HBO Max, you can watch all of the Nolan Batman movies. Pick one and watch it instead.
Damn. Tell me
The
how.
problem with it is that the way that they end it is that they don't really end anything. So
Okay.
the first act is setting up Denzel Washington's character going into the big city for some unrelated thing. He doesn't really want to be there. That's very clear. He wants to do this thing, spend the night, go home, and be done with it. And
Okay.
then it turns out he gets roped into this stuff. The new guy who's took over his role, played by Rami Malek, is starting this investigation into this murder that no one really knows what the hell happened with it. And it turns out that it seemingly is related to the earlier murders. It's the same exact kind of motive done by him. So it's either the same serial killer or someone trying to copycat the serial killer. And that's what pulls Denzel Washington's character into it. And between Denzel Washington and Rami Malek, they start to get back into this investigation, and it goes on and on and on. The second act is them going through the investigation and the sort of rising action as they find Jared Leto's character through some evidence on it. And Jared Leto, like, so there's one good thing in this movie that I think would be really interesting, and the only redeeming value of it is if you look at Jared Leto's character as how he should have been told to portray Joker in the first Suicide Squad.
Okay.
Because it's very reminiscent of like Joker in how the character acts, where they're sort of toying and playing and messing with their adversaries rather than just being outright evil.
I mean, that's
It
any
gives it
good
depth.
villain.
Right, it gives the villain depth.
Yeah.
But the whole point in this one is that they don't actually have any evidence that this guy did any of this. They just think it's this guy because of some slightly connected thing, and he acts kind of suspicious. And ultimately, it culminates in the third act with Rami Malek going with Jared Leto out to where Jared Leto's character claims to be the site of the next murder, where he's already murdered and buried somebody. Uh, and Rami Malek ends up killing him.
Okay.
He's having Rami Malek dig all these holes, like, oh, the body's over there. Oh no, I'm sorry, my bad. It's actually over there. And he gets frustrated and he smacks him over the fucking head with a shovel and kills him.
Cool beans.
And it turns out the exact fucking same thing happened basically with Denzel Washington. They're at the scene of a murder where two people were murdered. A girl was happened to be nearby. Everybody was kind of skittish. She came sort of out of the woods near him, and he shot and killed her. And that's like the whole thing is like, oh, they both accidentally killed someone on the job, and they both covered it up. And now Denzel Washington's character is helping cover up Rami Malek's murder. And it's just like, that's where they end it. They don't tell you who actually did the murder. They don't solve anything. It's just a cop who did a murder, who got away with it, helping another cop do his own murder, and ultimately ending up getting away with it too.
What an interesting critique of police unions.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, sure. I mean, maybe, but it's also really fucking boring from a movie perspective.
Well, yeah, very few good things actually can be made into a movie.
Yeah, it could have been so much better if they like actually solved the crime. What would have been really good is if they just added like a brief scene where Denzel Washington's character actually solves the murder before he can tell Rami Malek's character who the actual killer is. Rami Malek kills the guy who isn't the killer, kind of thing. And then that ends up being the culminating tension of it. Is that not only does Denzel Washington have to help Rami Malek cover up the same thing that he had covered up for himself, but he also has to live with the fact that now he knows who the murderer is.
Interesting.
But they don't do that. They don't actually solve the crime in a neo noir crime thriller. So
Is
going back to present,
yeah.
Rami Malek plays the villain in No Time to Die, and I really hope he does a good job.
Is that why you watched it?
No, that was actually, it was literally like, oh, I want to watch a movie. I don't have anything because I'm on vacation and it's raining outside, so I can't really do anything. What's on there? Oh, hey, look, this new thing on HBO Max. Wow, that sucked. I wish I had those 2 hours back.
You'll never get him back.
I won't.
They're
They're
Rami
gone.
Malek's now.
They they are. No Time to Die is certified fresh already, though, so that's much more hopeful.
I feel like the Bond movies just have been higher quality as of like the last century.
Oh, they totally have.
Yeah.
It's because they're giving them a real budget.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's a really good podcast that was done by the people of Loading Ready Run. They're a Twitch group that do some YouTube stuff as well. Um, they did a long podcast looking at, it was supposed to be in anticipation of No Time to Die, looking at each Bond movie, rewatching them, looking at them critically. And then No Time to Die got delayed by like 18 months or whatever it was, so it didn't really work out. But they went through each and every one of them, and there's that consistent thread of everybody is overworked, underpaid, and given that, they're kind of doing a really good job.
That's funny.
Yeah. But you can very clearly tell when the writing starts to slip, particularly when you go from like GoldenEye through that era of the Bond movies and it gets progressively worse and worse and worse. You can really tell how their ambitions get bigger and their budgets get tighter because of it, and they don't do a good job as they did before. Because
Can I
they
be
keep trying to one up themselves rather than just make a good movie.
can I be very honest about something?
Sure.
Never seen a single Bond film.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I would definitely recommend it. There are some just good Bond movies out there.
I'm very like aware. It's
Mm.
just like I've never had time to like sit down and say,
Mm,
I'm gonna put this Bond movie on.
yeah. That's understandable. The thing with the Craig movies in particular is that they are much more serial. That was always kind of the point with the original Bond books. The same way with like the Sherlock Holmes books, is that they were written so that you don't need to read all of them in order front to back. You can just pick one up and watch it. And
Yeah.
the original Bond movies do a really good job of that, of kind of not really having continuity, but to the good end of, oh, there's a Bond movie on, you can just watch it. You don't have to know what happened before, you don't have to know what's happening after. It's kind of its own self-contained spy adventure in the same way Sherlock Holmes is its own self-contained crime adventure.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
And the Craig movies are like technically much better films, but at the expense of being somewhat serialized and less accessible in the same way that the earlier ones were, because you do kind of have to know what the hell's happening from one to the other.
You know, I've been watching a lot of lately.
What's that?
Show called Kim's Convenience.
Kim's Convenience. I've literally never heard of it.
It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
2016, 5 seasons. First question: is Kim's Convenience canceled?
Wait, what's it say?
So I googled Kim's Convenience, and there's like the frequently asked questions on Google.
Yeah.
The first one is Kim's Convenience canceled?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah,
It seems like it was confirmed that season 5 would be the last. I just find that amusing. It's just like, oh, a good show. I wonder what it is. Oh,
it's
it's canceled.
canceled. Which, that's not bad.
I know that name. Who's this person? Oh yeah. Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Who?
Jean Yoon,
Who is he in Scott Pilgrim?
American Canadian actress.
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Now I know.
Yeah, plays. Where's the cast list?
Yeah.
It's just a name that was familiar to me. I actually don't know. They're not even credited as who the role is. I must have seen them somewhere else.
Yeah, I think she played Knives' mother in that film.
See that.
Yeah. Anyway, I started watching this show because there's an actor in it of interest in the popular
Mm-hmm.
conscience right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know who?
Is it? I don't know how to pronounce his name. The
S-
the lead.
Simu Liu?
Yes.
He's not even the lead in that show, but yes.
Simu Liu. Oh no, he's not. He's first in the billing now.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I saw Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings.
Apparently was on Asian Bachelor, Asian Bachelorette.
Rough.
Yeah. Oh shit! All right, we'll get to that. I completely forgot that that existed. I need to watch it.
What?
But yeah, so Kim's Convenience and
Yes.
Shang-Chi. You've seen both.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
Haven't finished Kim's Convenience yet, but
Yeah, 5 seasons. That's quite a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi, really good.
Nice.
If you are
I'm
a
glad.
martial arts nerd like me, you'll like it.
Mhm.
There's some good
I'm just
references.
I'm happy that we have just a decidedly good Marvel film, especially after Black Widow.
Yeah, that was something I was really worried about as well.
Mm-hmm. Because
Because
Black Widow should have been like the sure thing. This is going to be a good movie, and it wasn't. And now we're going into a string of kind of middling-ish ones, and it's uncertain. So it's good that there's a strong piece to follow it up.
I do think Shang-Chi was a really good follow-up. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of wish they didn't do the Black Widow movie first.
Yeah.
I stand by this, and I will say this probably for a very long time. Shang-Chi should have been the first one to come out. Just like
Mm-hmm.
start off on a new foot, new character, new side of the world that we're going to explore. This.
Mm-hmm. So did they delay these at all?
Yeah, have you ever seen the
I don't
original
remember.
Phase 4 timeline?
I have a while ago.
Yeah, back when it was like first announced before COVID.
Yeah, I'm wondering how they changed them because I could totally see this have intended to be. Yeah, so this is all like, okay, is it? Yeah, so this is actually like too recent.
Yeah, like here.
Everything's too recent. If they did delay them, because I remember, wasn't Black Widow supposed to be in the spring?
Um Black
I thought. Because like, with the way that they're received, it feels like, because I mean, you have to know these people would know how they'd be received. Like, how many Marvel movies have there been? They have people who can assess these and appreciate what they're actually supposed to be. So I'm just curious about whether Black Widow was supposed to come out much earlier in the year as sort of like a spring or late winter movie, where it would be better for something to be a bit more middling and this be the summer blockbuster, you know?
Yeah. Um I'm trying to find the original Phase 4.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is it. Don't mind the first one I put in there.
Hmm.
So we were
Wow,
originally supposed to
three.
get Black Widow in
Interesting.
May of
Yeah.
2020, followed by
So WandaVision, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier were slightly delayed, but not too much.
no. Actually, I think WandaVision got boosted up.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi got moved to a summer
Oh,
blockbuster.
right, because WandaVision came out before Falcon, didn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, right. Weird.
and
Very
Eternals
strange.
were supposed to come before Shang-Chi.
Oh, you're right. Interesting.
Yeah, isn't it weird seeing like what could
Yeah,
have
in
been?
hindsight, this is such a weird schedule.
Yeah, because like I think it fits better what we got now, but
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know
So
either.
Black Widow got delayed more than a year.
Yes,
But a May release makes way more sense
doesn't it?
for how it was received. Yeah. Because it's not a summer blockbuster movie. It's more just a fun, but ultimately kind of inconsequential action film.
Yeah,
Because, she's still dead.
very dead, hella dead.
Yeah. Interesting. Have you seen the Hawkeye trailer?
Yes, I did.
I am pretty optimistic for it. I like the idea.
I really want to see Rogers in the musical.
Right?
Dude, like seriously, Disney Plus has Hamilton on there. Why do they not just like put that on there as like a little gag?
If they actually go to the extent of like making a whole thing, I guarantee they will.
Yeah.
I hope they do. It seems kind of interesting. It seems kind of fun. But I really like the idea of Hawkeye having to kind of grapple with the shit that he did during the blip
Yeah.
in the extent of somebody being a copycat of him.
Mhm.
Like, I think that's a really good idea, good way to frame it.
Um I'm also excited cuz according to rumors, Vincent D'Onofrio is going to come into Hawkeye as the Kingpin back from the Daredevil
Hmm,
series, and
interesting.
Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin is amazing. In fact, after that trailer dropped, Vincent D'Onofrio started tweeting out in the style of how the Kingpin would talk in the Daredevil show. So
Yeah.
very interesting, isn't it?
Hmm.
Wink. Um, what else did we get? Have you been watching What If?
No, I haven't. I probably
It's
should though. I don't know.
adequate.
Yeah, that was kind of the feeling that I got from it. Like it sounded interesting, and I'll probably go out of my way to watch a couple specific episodes of it. Like particularly the was it like the one that like what if Peggy was Captain America?
That one's on the weaker
Like just
side.
from like I think from like a concept thing, I would like to see that explored. So I'll probably go and see it for that rather than whether or not it's good
Okay.
compared to like zombies. I don't give a shit about zombies, so I won't see that.
The zombie episode was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
The one episode I really liked that I think was absolutely worth making an episode was the evil Doctor Strange one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Yeah, I could totally see that. For me, like from a concept stage, I like the idea of looking at things that could have been that actually sound realistic,
oh yeah.
Like, oh, Peggy is Captain America. I could buy that. Doctor Strange is evil. I could buy that. Zombies?
No.
It feels like it reaches a little too far for my interest.
There's zombie
Even if it's
Thanos in that
good.
episode.
Oh my god. He goes and he snaps and that everyone's already dead.
Um let's see.
Plot twist.
The episodes so far, if I'll just do my rankings of them real quick.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I haven't seen episode 8 yet, so those who have forgive me. So I'm not going to talk about that one. Um First episode. What if Captain Carter was the first Avenger?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to spoil anything because I know you want to see it, but I give
But
that
I
like
don't
a
really
6
care.
out of. It's basically the first Captain America movie, but with Peggy Carter as the lead.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, that does make sense.
Um.
For me, the part of the interest of that because that's kind of what I figured it would be.
Yeah.
part of the interest for me is seeing how she, as a different person, does I don't know, does how she interacts with the same situation in her way.
It does have a completely different ending. I'll give you that.
Hmm,
Um,
interesting.
what if T'Challa became Star Lord?
Yeah, that one seemed okay. So, what is the setup for that one? If you can at least give me that, like, how does that even conceptually start?
So you know how in Guardians 2, Udon is supposed to kidnap Quill because he's Ego's son, right?
Yes.
Okay, Udon gets lost on Earth, and then he
Oh,
finds T'Challa instead of Quill and thinks that's
okay.
him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough. That is having that is way more helpful than T'Challa is Star Lord because that's just like nonsense in my brain. Like, what do you mean T'Challa is Star Lord? I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. What if
That's
the
actually pretty cool
it's okay. Like
from a concept, at least.
what you
I like that a
realize
lot.
is the world is actually better off with T'Challa being Star Lord than Peter Quill as Star Lord.
I don't doubt that because T'Challa's competent.
Yeah, like a big thing is that they actually managed to convince Thanos genocide is wrong.
Oh shit! Really?
Yes,
Dang, that's pretty big.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like the world's just better off.
that's that's almost like kind of too big, you know? It's like, wait a minute, back up. What do you mean it was that easy?
What if the world lost its mightiest heroes?
Hmm.
That is a weird one. I kind of forgot even existed. It's okay. If
So what does it mean by lost? Do they just like blip out?
no, it's like so there's basically a secret villain,
Yeah.
and this secret villain is assassinating the Avengers before they could form.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you have like events like Loki coming to invade Earth, but there's no
Yeah.
Avengers there to stop him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
What if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Really
Hmm.
good. Okay. The,
That is a clever way of framing it. I will at least give them that.
yeah. Um, it's so a lot of this takes inspiration from the Twilight Zone, but it's Marvel,
Hmm.
and this
Yeah.
one is like the
Makes
most
sense.
Twilight Zoney of them all.
Oh yeah, because I mean that's just not even like, oh, it's the same character doing a different thing. That's just like this character is different now.
Yes.
Or I guess more like he never became a better person, kind of.
It's weird because there's like a lot of high concept stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
I like that title though. That's a really good like elevator pitch title.
Yes. What if zombies?
Yeah, like maybe there's something that actually happens in it that'll sell it more, but as someone who hasn't seen it and is like picking and choosing, oh, maybe I'll see some of these, that does not sell me at all.
So I'll tell you something kind of disappointing about What If. It was
Yeah.
obviously being written and worked on while the Spider-Man debate was going on. Th-
Like who would have Spider-Man or
yeah,
okay.
this is the only episode of Spider-Man in it,
Ah.
and it's quirky.
Mhm.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
If you go in it just wanting a stupid Spider-Man horror movie where Spider-Man fights zombies, it's fine.
I mean, I could see the appeal of that.
Yeah, like there's like a little
Being animated, you could have some fun with that concept.
like you know how they open it up to like the zombie apocalypse.
Mhm.
You remember in Homecoming where Peter had like home movies where he like filmed him and Tony's like relationship forming?
Yeah.
Yeah. It starts off with Peter doing a Peter Parker's guide to not dying in the zombie apocalypse, which is kind of
That's
charming.
fun.
Yeah.
That is fun. I'll give him that. Is it Tom Holland voicing?
No.
Okay.
Because again, this was obviously going on during the talks.
Yeah.
What if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark?
Hunger Rescue Tony Stark. What does it mean by that? That seems a bit vague.
So you remember how in the beginning of Iron Man 1 Tony gets kidnapped?
Mm-hmm.
What if he doesn't save himself, but Killmonger comes and saves him.
I'm gonna have to look up who Killmonger is now. I think I know.
Villain of Black Panther.
Killmonger. Yes, that's what I was thinking. How, like, okay, sure. How does that work though? Like in practice, why is Killmonger there?
Because the idea is that he gets word of it, and he
That
thinks,
the attack is gonna happen?
yeah, and he goes to
Okay.
save Tony, so Tony would pretty much owe him a life debt and a favor, and they could become friends.
Oh,
And then he takes
okay.
Tony's resources to invade Wakanda.
Huh. Like I'm not, I don't know. So like to me that feels like somebody was like, what if Killmonger partnered with Tony Stark to invade Wakanda? It feels like then they had to kind of invent a way back into that.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
interesting, but it seems a bit contrived.
Yeah, it is.
I will say though, I really enjoyed like the brief scenes that I did see of like redoing the Iron Man film intro in animation was pretty fucking cool.
Yes, that is from this episode.
Yeah, I saw those. I really enjoyed seeing those little trailers.
This one's probably my second favorite just because it's a stupid concept. What if
Yeah.
Thor were an only child?
So no Loki.
Loki's in it,
Oh, but not as his brother, I
yes.
guess. Okay.
So if you didn't have Loki constantly breathing down your neck, teaching you to like be more self-sufficient, Thor becomes kind of like a party animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh,
And the main theory of the episode is Thor is throwing a party on Earth that is going to get so out of control it's going to destroy the planet
okay.
because it's literal gods.
Yeah.
So there's no Avengers yet.
Yep.
It takes place during Thor 1, and everybody
Yep.
is trying to figure out how to get Thor off this planet as without as any casualties.
Yep.
Yeah. And I will say, when my girlfriend and I were watching this episode, we invented the greatest word of all time,
Okay.
a Thorgasm,
Thorgasm.
and Thorgy. Yeah. And then we have the latest episode, which I have not seen yet. What if Ultron won?
Okay. I mean, I guess I would have to see how they go about that because it seems kind of just like, what do you mean? What if Ultron won? Then the Earth is kaboom.
Kaboom! Like
But I'd have to see how they actually do it.
I've seen the promos. It's like Ultron with the Infinity Gauntlet. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
That seems a bit of a reach.
I mean, honestly, do you think Ultron could win in a fight against
I
Thanos?
guess. No.
Yeah,
Well, okay, so I guess it depends. Like one on one, Ultron beat Thanos? No way in hell. Ultron with all of his little Ultron drone guys? Maybe.
maybe.
Because then that's like one man versus an army, and that's a very different possibility. I'm just not sure on like the I mean, I guess so if he took the fucked up line of reasoning that he had at the end of Avengers and went to apply that on like a galactic, say, scale, I guess I could see where the Infinity Gauntlet would come in. Because then that's quite similar to Thanos' idea, but just like going all the way.
Yeah, and that's what if so far. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
I do feel like sometimes I have to give it a lot more slack because of COVID. Like
Yeah. Well,
doing these TV
I would
shows,
find it hard to do that for animation though,
I
because it's a lot easier to work from home on animation than like real film, you know?
true.
Like but it is still absolutely an impact because I'm guaranteed these are probably all people who are working in an office before and then they couldn't.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So from that angle that is fair.
Anything else you would like to talk about in the movies and TV shows and so on?
Absolutely. Star Wars Visions.
What is that?
It is a series. I don't really know. I'm just going to read the description. 7 Japanese animation studios bring their unique perspectives to the Star Wars universe through a series of short films. Apparently, it is out now. I'm going to plan to watch it. I meant to watch it before this because I just think it looks really fucking cool seeing like stormtroopers in anime style having Jedi and Sith as like samurai instead of the more monastic take on them is just like visually very interesting. It just looks fucking cool. Have you seen the trailer?
I have not.
I
Again,
will send you the trailer.
this reminds me of
It's
like those things they would do in the 2000s with like Matrix and whatnot, where they would
yeah,
get like a whole bunch of different studios to tell stories in like these popular franchises.
I really like it from a visual perspective. I think it looks interesting.
Hmm.
And the way that they've done these animation styles and applying them, so many different styles, and applying them to Star Wars and taking a different culture even and applying it to Star Wars is really fucking cool.
I would love to see Star Wars doing stuff like this because it needs it.
It is. And it's just like all right, I'm gonna send you a screen a still here because like it's just some of these are like very clearly meant to be inspiring certain popular animation styles,
Yeah,
but like apparently one of them is animated like this.
that
And holy shit, do I want this?
dude, I
Because
was
that
literally
is
watching that
amazing,
happen as you send that.
isn't it?
It's
That
so
is just
good.
like, wow.
Okay, if I can be very honest, Disney needs to take a thing or two from Japanese animation because it's
Mhm.
not
I'm
fair.
hoping, I'm hoping so much that this is the start of them doing that because you kind of get the feel for what all the different uh, animation styles and different takes are going to be
Yeah,
from just watching the trailer, and all of them look so uniquely interesting to be applied to the Star Wars universe.
this is okay. I'm not much of a weeaboo, but I do appreciate how Japan is way more experimental with their animation than
Oh
we
yeah,
are. Like, yeah, this is just cool. Some of this stuff is cool. I want to know
yeah.
what studios worked on this.
Let me see. I'm sure it's out. Star Wars Visions.
Oh my
So this
gosh.
one of them looks very Ghibli, but it's almost obviously not.
Yeah. Ghibli working on a
So
Star Wars property would be messed up.
it wouldn't be that surprising though, because Disney did all the dub work for the Ghibli US releases.
Yeah. Which is why I'm surprised they didn't get them for Disney Plus.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, I think that would be like I don't know, that'd be cool, but yeah, no way to buy them.
That motherfucker Simu Liu is in it.
Okay. So this is the names of each film and which studio produced them. I believe I'm almost certain this is studio, then the name of the episode.
Okay.
One, two, three, four, five, six. There's only 7 here, but there's 9 stories they said, so I think some of these might be uh, mixed up or something. But this is the 7 that they had a week ago. Uh, Kamikaze Doga, The Duel, Geno Studio, Twin Engine, Lup and Ocho, Studio Colorido, Twin Engine, Tatooine Rhapsody, Trigger, The Twins and the Elder,
Okay, yo, I
Kinema
knew that was
Citrus.
Trigger. That looked like
Yeah,
Trigger.
yeah.
Trigger's so
Uh,
good.
Kinema Citrus, The Village Bride, Science Saru, Akakiri, and TOB1, and Production IG, The Ninth Jedi.
That's cool. Trigger did another episode called The Elder. I'm looking on Wikipedia.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, so Trigger did The Twins, and then Trigger also did The Elder. So Geno Studio must have done Lop, and then also Ocho,
That's cool. I
or
respect that.
something like that. There's a few of them with ampersand, so it must be one studio doing more than one piece. I assumed that that was the full title.
Okay.
That makes sense, though.
Dude,
But
I'm
it just
down.
looks so fucking good.
I am down to clown.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and watch this over God knows how long. It looks really good though. I like just from the trailer. I really enjoy watching the trailer.
Like, I'm sorry, but Star Wars has gone stale.
It kind of well, yes and no. The Star Wars movies kind of have
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes, the movies
like
are
mainline
stale.
Star Wars.
Yeah. You can like just looking at this trailer makes me very upset with how much we could possibly get in this universe.
Mm-hmm. Like even with the sequel trilogy, if they had just had one director do all three, it would have been so much better rather than having it clearly flip back and forth between two very different visions.
Well, there's supposed to be a third vision in there, but then they got scared. Last
I don't
Jedi.
blame them.
Dang. I'm rewatching the trailer, and it like the colors are just so nice.
It is. It's very refreshing to see actual color.
Yeah. You know, I would love to see a Marvel version of this.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it like a
Well, if
spigot.
this does well, I could totally see them expanding it into other franchises.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I want a Marvel version of this. I want a sequel to this. I want what else can we get out of this? Um Yo, give me a Beauty and the Beast version of this while you're at it. Yo, I know you're going
Yeah.
to do it, Disney. Do a Frozen version of this because it's just
I honestly, I that type of like cross cultural just mix just works.
yeah,
It's visually just so unique and interesting.
yeah. This actually like okay. What I find interesting about this is like for everything that establishes it in Star Wars, it does present something new to make you feel uncomfortable, but you do want to see where it's going.
Hmm.
Like Samurai Jedi,
Yeah,
dude.
it's cool.
That it's rad.
Mm-hmm.
Come
So
on, mouse. Yo.
we also have Venom, which is releasing this week.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
I wish I had. I don't know. I say that I'm joking. I have really no opinion on it.
I like Venom. The Donny Cates Venom run that just ended recently was really good.
Yeah.
And they got Donny Cates to help consult on the film, so I have high
Mm-hmm.
hopes.
I
Uh,
feel like for me to see this, I need to see the first one
you do.
before I do, or else it would just be kind of weird. And like, I'm sure I'd be able to follow it fine, but I don't know.
Um, I don't know. I just am. I'm probably going to go see it with some friends, to be honest, because do you know about the after credit scene?
Nope.
Do you want to know about the after credit scene? Because it's huge.
I'll just go and watch it.
Okay.
I haven't seen. God, when was the last time I sat in a theater and watched a movie?
Before the
It has
pandemic,
been probably, I'm pretty sure.
well, I'm just going to say before the pandemic, the last movie I saw was Frozen 2.
Yikes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm off the top of my head, I can't even say. But I'd like to have like now that there's a number of good movies out, at least Shang-Chi and Bond. I'll probably make an effort to just do like a movie day next weekend.
A matinee.
Knock them all out. Yeah, just make it be my Sunday or something.
That sounds like a good Sunday, hombre.
Yeah, but I'll have to watch the first Venom. Where's it streaming? God, I swear to God, if it's Hulu.
I don't think it's Hulu.
It's Hulu.
It's Hulu?
Yes.
Aw, you've met with an unfortunate fate.
Yeah. Apparently YouTube TV has that. I might know I don't have YouTube TV. Not on Netflix. Not on Disney Plus. not on HBO Max because it's not DC. That's frustrating.
You can rent it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I don't want to give money though.
Oh, fair enough. You spend enough already.
Like I get eight for me, I get HBO with my cable subscription that I have to have for my internet subscription. So it's kind of like a no big deal thing. And I pay for Disney Plus because they do good stuff. But I try not to pay for more than that. Man.
I would
Oh
all.
god, Hulu has ads too. Ugh. Ew. I don't get that. I
What?
don't get why they have to do it that way. Like I'm already giving you money. Why do you have to run ads on top of that?
Corporate benefits.
Apparently. I do find it really strange how on the poster for it, Woody Harrelson's picture looks so like
Yeah.
airbrushed. Airbrushed, I guess, is the word for it. Looks painted on almost compared to everyone else's.
Yeah. I do like the Carnage design though.
Yeah, they took Venoms and shaded. No, they actually did more than that. In the poster, which is all I'm looking at right now, it literally looks like they just copied it, flipped the picture, and added a little bit of red on his head.
Oh, that sucks.
But the actual design is quite well done. They're
Mm,
very clearly distinct from each other.
Carnage got some of that burnt charcoal face going on there.
I suppose.
He's a toasty boy. Man, I really wish you would just let me spoil the after credit scene for you because it's like huge, and I'm like still freaking out over it.
Fine.
I won't.
No, just do it. Get it over with.
Okay, you sure you want this?
Yes.
Anybody who does not want this, you can feel free to mute me right now. Um, at the very end of the film, Venom gets teleported into the MCU.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. And he sees the Daily Bugle report where Tom Holland gets outed as Spider-Man,
Mhm.
and he looks at the TV screen saying he looks delicious.
Not wrong. Tom Holland is in fact a snack.
Is he?
Mm.
He's
Oh
not
yeah.
my type.
No. I
No.
mean that's fair. He has a very young looking face.
Yeah. But remember, Kyril, every guy is
I
allowed
mean,
only what?
have you seen Tom Holland with glasses though?
Yes, I saw Far From Home.
Oh, does he have glasses in Far From Home?
He wears the glasses on the bus.
No, not those glasses. Like actual,
No, I
like
have not.
not Tony Stark provided ones. He was at what was this? It was like some red carpet thing, and he had glasses on, and everybody was talking about it for like 2 days. As it does, he does look pretty sharp with them on. It's very like, oh look at me, I'm a tech nerd kind of glasses, even though he's not a tech nerd. Well, he might be. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know
It
him.
works. It works. It's a
Tom
good
Holland,
look.
come on to the show and defend your honor as a tech nerd.
It's a good look. It's like the difference between Scott Wozniak and Michael Reeves.
I was actually about to say he looks like he would play Scott the Woz on like a Hollywood rendition of like a Scott the Woz movie.
Oh yeah.
Hey y'all, Scott here. It's uncanny. I don't like it.
Hmm. It is a bit.
Do we have anything else we want to talk about for today?
No, I don't think so. That about wraps it up. Those are the big hits at least.
Yeah. Everybody go retweet a picture of Tom Holland with glasses at Scott the Woz and tell him this is going to be you in the movie.
Oh, people have been.
Oh shit. Dang it.
For sure. It's like a running joke on the Scott the Waz subreddit about how they look the same.
I hate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's terrible.
In the meantime, I'm the infamous Orion, and I have been a schmo.
I'm Kyle, and I've been a schmo.
And this has been the Two Schmo Show. I await the Elon Musk Android versus the Atlas Boston Dynamics fight.
Look at it this way, now we have a robot that can dance on our graves.